First time ever met in my life. I love everyone.
What's going on, you crazy bastards? You're back here with Rob Kimball from sonsofwrestling.com for a WWE Hell in a Cell review, and wow, the ending, holy shit, just wow. My predictions was somewhat right, with the main event being Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. That was correct, and the ending, minus the shenanigans going on, was correct also, the final victor. But anyway, let's jump into this. We start off with the pre-show, Mark Henry versus Bo Dallas, and about 12 seconds later, World's Strongest Slam after Mark Henry throws Bo Dallas around like a rag doll, just kicked his ass. Bo Dallas outside of the ring says that Mark Henry's a cheater, and he'll never be a winner because he cheats. And he is now 5-0. He just believes. So anyway, Mark Henry comes out, tosses him into the barricade again like a rag doll. So that was that. And we start off Hell in a Cell, the official show, with Dolph Ziggler versus Cesaro in a 2 out of 3 falls count. And awesome fucking match. Let me tell you what. Cesaro just running shit, man, and Ziggler does get the first pin here. You're thinking Cesaro, listening to Steve Austin, he's now wearing knee pads, did finally shave the head, got away from the Jason Statham look, so you think things are going on. He's got new ring boots. I think he's gonna pick this up. He hits the big swing. Ziggler kicks out of everything, every fucking thing Cesaro threw at him, Ziggler kicked out. And let alone the holy fuck suplex out of Cesaro. Are you kidding me? That is a fucking feat of strength right there. That guy is a beast. And like I said in my predictions video, there's a huge story arc with Cesaro. So a loss here, hey, there's something big in the horizon for Cesaro, and there is no fucking denying it. So it sucks he didn't pick up the prestigious IC title. Ziggler hit the zigzag after a super kick, and he picks up the second pin for the victory. And Cesaro, no pins here after all the great work he did. So it is what it is. We move on to Brie versus Nikki, and whatever. 2 Nikki finisher moves. Finally, the second one, she does pick up the victory. Right before the second one, though, she nailed that monster forearm, and she picks up the win. Now Brie is Nikki's bitch. So hey, we'll see where that goes. Usos versus the Golden Stardust, and really the Usos getting handled big time. And then finally there's a hot tag, but Goldust is kicking out of everything, much like Ziggler earlier on in the show. Then there's a double suplex from the Usos to Golden Stardust. But there's a save here from Stardust. He kicks out the Samoa drop to Goldust. He kicks the leg of one of the Usos, and this turns into the final cut victory. Still tag team champions. Looks like no belts are changing here. It seems to be the case of Hell in a Cell. Cena versus Orton, thank God it wasn't the last match, but it was a decent match. Let me tell you, the ending did not like, because it just seemed to, you had your beginning back and forths, but then we get this RKO out of nowhere, you know how that goes, and but a kick out, of course. Then we get tossed through a table, kick out from Orton. Then this brings up the steel steps from Cena, and you know, that worked out for him against Brock Lesnar at one time, but just the Jesus Christ, let me get it out. Randy Orton low blows John Cena, and you're thinking, okay, maybe, and then and that was after the AA, where he almost got AA, but we do get a fucking AA to the steps. And we get some awesome chants, and just you're hoping for the RKO to the steps, but just doesn't happen. And you get the AA to the goddamn through the table when you're trying to get an RKO through the table, and Cena goes on victorious, and we will have Brock Lesnar versus John Cena again. enough said. But then again, whatever. They're just trying to pass Ric Flair's record, in my opinion. Comment down here. What do you guys think? John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, and will it be a TLC or Survivor Series? Which one? Who knows? Probably TLC from what I hear. I don't know. But they need to push Survivor Series, so hopefully sooner than later. Then we have The Miz versus Sheamus, and the most over guy outside of the ring, Mizdow, as the crowd chants for him, and he is doing a great job replicating everything that's happening in the ring to The Miz, and it looks like you might end up picking up a victory from The Miz, but no. We get a, because we have a skull-crushing finale, and we get a kick-out, and then we get a brogue, and we catch a brogue, just the puppet mastery after Sheamus is playing to Miz, and Mizdow continues along with the arm drops and such. So it is what it is. There was a little comic humor there that just wasn't really much needed, but it is what it is, you know. So I thought we were gonna have a new champ there, and then leading into a feud somehow with Miz and Mizdow, but didn't happen. So we'll see what happens down the road. And we move on to the Rusev versus Big Show match, and it is what it is. Mark Henry comes out to support, but with that backstage segment, I thought it was to come out to turn heel on Big Show. Didn't happen, and this was enough of a distraction, and Big Show gets booted 3 fucking times, turns into the Accolade, he passes out, and that is that. Rusev is victorious. Mark Henry caught a big fucking foot outside of the ring himself, climbing the apron. So Rusev, who's next for him? I don't know. Comment down here. What's your predictions? It's got to be some wicked American. I would have said John Cena, but John Cena was victorious tonight, moving on to Brock Lesnar. So we'll see what happens. Then we have AJ versus Paige. Seems like these matches are so repetitive, but then again, on a slim roster, this is the way it goes. And well, you know, it was okay. It was okay, but you get the spot outside of the ring. That was nuts. Off the fucking barricade. That was pretty crazy. And, well, Alicia Fox throws Paige back in, and this turns into the Black Widow with an immediate tap. But she was close to 10, so Fox was just trying to help out. This turns into Paige slapping Fox and says she hates her. So I guess that friends thing is done. Then we have the main event. Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. Dean Ambrose comes out, throws in chairs, pulls out a table, a bag of goodies, climbs the fucking cell, and he starts the match up there with his kendo stick in the back like Rambo. He's ready to rock. He wants to beat the shit out of Seth Rollins, and hey, it's much needed. Anyway, Rollins comes out with Mercury and Noble. They tell him not to climb the cell. Well, he makes them climb the cell to get Dean Ambrose down. He climbs up to himself, and we get a little feud back and forth up there on the top. We get Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose coming down the cell, and about the midway point where the little feet plants are, they both go off with the headbutts into the announcer's booth. Both of them blasted through. We bring out stretchers. Now, this match has not started yet, so we get Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose stretchered out, and well, Dean Ambrose comes to first, gets off his stretcher, chases down Seth Rollins and yanks him off his stretcher and throws him back into the ring, makes them lock the cell, and we get our match finally. It didn't look like it was going to happen, but here we go. And yeah, he's just taking it to him. He sits down in a chair and he says, "Remember that time that you stabbed me in my back, you fucking son of a bitch?" And he just beats the shit out of him with a chair, rightfully so. It's what he deserves. And, well, like I said, this is a decent, turns into holy shit. The chants are there. We get some fucking spots through tables. We just get chairs galore, kendo sticks, just nutty shit. We almost like that screwdriver thing. I always hate that shit because nobody's gonna stab somebody with a screwdriver, but we did have the attempt from Ambrose to Rollins, but it gets flung out of there, and it's just really, really good shit here. And the part where Rollins sets up a table outside of the ring, and Dean Ambrose climbs, ends up failing him. Dean Ambrose climbs up the ropes, drops a savage elbow through the table outside of the ring to drive it right through the chest of Seth Rollins. It looks like you might have something here, and he's grinding Rollins' face against the chain link fence, and Kane comes out of nowhere with a fire extinguisher, hoses Dean Ambrose down, and this is enough to fuck everything up. Anyway, Rollins starts to get a little offense in here. This crazy power bomb through a table outside of the ring that Ambrose set up. So looks like we're getting set up for the curb stomp here. But Dean Ambrose slips out of it and nails fucking Rollins with the briefcase, the Money in the Bank case. But he kicks out of that. And well, anyway, we get some cinder blocks in there. Looks like we got some shit going on. Dean Ambrose is going to fucking plant Seth Rollins' head through those cinder blocks, and the lights go out. Of course. And we get a hologramic image in the middle, and you hear the, you know, it's Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt shows up finally after a few minutes, and he's in the corner. He attacks Dean Ambrose. Seth Rollins picks up the victory here. I predicted that he would win because of just down the road storylines, and everyone wanted Dean Ambrose to win. Yes, we all did, but like I said in my predictions video, much like Daniel Bryan, you're not going to get it the first shot. That's just how you fucking build up that momentum and the people behind them. So it is what it is, but why Bray Wyatt targeting Dean Ambrose, I don't know. And it looks like maybe Bray Wyatt somehow, some way with the authority, I don't know, but I think so. So we'll find out on Raw, obviously. And all in all, decent pay-per-view, actually. It was decent. You had Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler, not what I wanted. You had, like, the victory-wise. Awesome match, though. The main event, Ambrose and Rollins got the main event spot. These two young, up-and-coming talents that are kicking ass. Not the victory that I wanted in the end, but hey, that's fucking wrestling, and it makes you look forward to the next night and the next pay-per-view, and that's just how it goes, and they keep you lured, hook and sinker, ready to rock, going into it. And seriously, Orton and Cena was a decent fucking match. You can't deny it. So, guys, that's that. What did you guys think? Comment down here. Hit the thumbs up on the video. Go to sonsofwrestling.com. Get yourself some cool-ass wrestling alternative shirts, or beer hunter shirts, or beer champ golf shirts. They're all there. You want a cool-ass Dean Ambrose shirt? They're in there. There is a cool, shining shirt in there that I designed. Pretty damn badass. Anyway, go check it out, and leave your comments down here. Interact with each other. What did you guys think of the pay-per-view? Until Raw, guys. Peace.